to all. My name is Lavanya, lecturer in English, Giriraj Government College. So today's my topic is activize and the passivize for the second year for the third semester students. So today's my topic is activize and the passivize for the second year students and the third semesters. So what are the activize and passivize? What is the differences between the activize and the passivize? Already the students, you have learned from your 10th class itself what are the activize and the passivize, and what is the differences between the activize and the passivize. So activize and passivize, when the word or the sentences is in the activize, so you have to write into the passivize, right? How you have to turn into the passivize and how you have to write in the passivize. Activize is changes into the passivize. When you are changed to the activize into the passivize, so then there are the rules to follow from the activize to the passivize. So what are the rules? Yes. So what are the rules? Activize and passivize are also takes a part in the grammar part. So what are the activize and what is the passivize? Differences between the activize and the passivize. Right? So nothing but from the 10th class itself we are learning that the activize and also the passivize. So activize and passivize are related to the tenses. Present tense, past tense and the future tense. Activize and passivize are used, right, or takes the part in the tense, takes with the part in the tenses. Present tense, past tense and the future tense, right? So when you change into the activize to the passivize some sentences, whatever the sentences you will take there, that sentences you have to change into the activize into the passivize and passivize into the activize. In some situations, sometimes in the examination, in some situations in the examination, he or she will give that not only to change the activize to the passivize, also you have to change in the passivize to the activize also. So how you will change? What the help, what the process to change into the activize to the passivize and to change into the passivize to the activize. So when we have to change into the activize to the passivize the sentences, so then we have to take the help of the tenses like present tense, past tense and the future tense. So already students, you know that what is the present tense. Present tense is now, present. Suppose for example I am taking the class now, right? Lavanya madam taking the English class now, or Lavanya madam continuing the English class now. So now it is a present, it is going on, present continuous, right? So what is the past? Past, it has completed, right? I have completed my lunch. I have taken my lunch. So completed, it is completed. I have taken my lunch. So it is completed. And next come to the future tense. What is the future tense? Future tense is the future. In the future, what is going to happen? Imagination, our imagination. So that causes in the future, right? So in the future, suppose I have to go to the college today at 3 o'clock. I have to go to the shopping mall today at 3 o'clock or at the evening. I have to go walk at the evening. So in the future, so imagination or a plan, whatever the plan we will do in our daily life, so that imagination and the plan, it comes under the future tense, right? I will become a doctor. right? So in the future, you are imagining that your goal is that to become the doctor, right? Yeah. So that comes under the future tense. Activize and the passivize are nothing but the activize when you have to change into the passivize. So then the activize when you have to change into the passivize. So then you have to take the help of the you have to take the help of the tenses. So what are the tenses? Tenses, present tense, past tense and the future tense. Present tense, now what you are doing, right? I am taking the class now. I am explaining about the activize and passivize now. Lavanya madam taking the class. So that comes under the present tense, right? So that the baby is crying. That comes under the present tense. The children are watching TV, watching movie. So present tense. Presently what we are doing, that comes under the present. So next, past tense. Past tense is completed. We went to Hyderabad yesterday. We went to movie yesterday. We went to village yesterday. So past, it has completed. I have completed my breakfast. So completed. That comes under the past tense. And now come to the future tense. What is the future tense? Future tense is whatever the plan you do in your life or whatever it may in a day, right? Or imagination. Yeah, I will become a doctor. In the future, it is imagination and it is a goal for you or for somebody to become a doctor, right? So that is imagination. They are imagining that, yeah, he or she will become a doctor or lawyer or police or teacher, whatever it may be, right? Yeah. So that comes under the future tense. So here the activize and the passivize are also linked with the tenses. Tenses, right? Present tense, past tense and also the future tense. Yes. So now we are going to see the activize. First of all, activize and the passivize, the two mixed. I have written the definition here. Activize means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Passivize means that a subject is recipient of a verb action. So I think you have understood that activize means, what is the activize? Activize means a sentence has a subject and that acts upon the verb. But the passivize, it doesn't have a subject, but it has a subject also, but it is a recipient of a verb action. So the passivize will work as the verb action. What is the verb action? So then the subject will act. But in the activize, the sentences which are subject that acts upon its verbs. Yes, you may have learned that the passivize is weak and incorrect, but it isn't that simple. When used correctly and in moderation, the passivize is fine. So you have to moderate. We have to moderation to the activize to the passivize. We have to make activize to the passivize. So then it is fine. The voice is fine. In English grammar, verbs have 5 properties now. What are they? Voice, tense, person and number. In English grammar, verbs have 5 fingers, 5 properties, right? What are they? First one, voice. Second one, tense. Third one, person. And the fourth one is the number. So here we are concerned with voice. The two grammatical voices are active and passive voice. Yes, so another voice is the active and the passive voice. So here the voice, tense, person, number, active and passive voice. The two grammatical voices are the active and the passive voice, right? What are the active voice? Active voice means that a subject, that is sentences, is a subject that acts upon its verb. Passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb, is weak and incorrect. But it isn't that simple. When used correctly and in moderation, right? Passive voice is not correct, right? Passive voice is, the sentences passive voice is not correct. But when you moderate that, when you rewrite that, the passive voice is also fine. The passive voice is also becomes correct. Yes? In English grammar, verbs have the 5 properties. Verb, voice, tense, person and number, and active and the passive. So yeah, now come to the active voice, right? Yeah, active voice. What is the active voice? When the subject of a sentence performs the verb's action, we say that the sentence is in the active voice. When the subject of a sentence performs the verb's action, when the subject of a sentence perform the verb's action, we say that the sentences is in the active voice. So how you have to recognize the active voice and the passive voice means the active voice when the subject is performs as the verb action, right? The subject is only performs the verb action, not the verb will perform the verb action, but the subject will perform as the verb action. We say that the sentences is in the active voice. We say that the sentences is in the active voice. Sentences is in the active voice have a strong, direct, clear tone. Yes, I already told that. Sentences is in the active voice has the direct and the clear tone. It directly completes the sentences. It directly gives the meaningful sentences, not depending on the other, in any other. It itself completes the action. It itself completes the sentences. And it gives the strong direction and also the clear tone, clear cut. So here are some short and straightforward. So here I have written the examples, ma. So see here, what are those examples, right? I make a cake. Clear cut. I make a cake. So strong and the direct and the meaningful sentences and the completed sentences, right? I make a cake. Yes. And the second example, reporters write news reports. Reporters, what the reporters do? Reporters write news reporters, right? So, past tense, present tense and also the future tense. In these examples, I have taken one example and I have written them. Okay, ma? Right. Michael is breaking a brownie. Michael is breaking a brownie. So, Michael is breaking a brownie, present tense, right? He is doing now. Michael is breaking. Michael is breaked a brownie. Breaked. So, it is completed. He has breaked, right? Michael is breaking a brownie. Comes under the present tense. Yes. And the next one. The company will hire new workers. This is also in the past tense. The company will hire, this is in the future tense. Here he had delivered the letters. He had delivered the letters. Completed. He has delivered the letters. He has completed. The work has completed his work. What is his work? Delivered. Delivering the letter. So he had delivered. So it is completed. Means it comes under the past tense. Right? It comes under the past tense. So it comes under the past tense. Yes. He had delivered the letters. It comes under the past tense. So the next one, the company will hire new workers. The company will hire new workers. Right? So the company will hire new workers means it comes under the future tense. Right? The company will hire the new workers. So it is in the future tense, and it is a it is a plan in the future tense. What they have to do, the plan. Yes. Next one, she has to deliver the letters. She has to deliver the letters. Infinitive, right? Infinitive. It is infinitive. She has to deliver the letters. Yeah, it is a verb. She has that. She has to deliver the letters. It is not in the past tense. It is not in the present tense. It is not in the future tense. She has to deliver the letters. It is in the infinitive. Yes. And the next one, she must deliver the letters. It is a modifier. Modify. You have to modify compulsory. She must deliver the letters means you have to do compulsory this work. Yes. It comes under the modifier. Yes. It comes under the modifier.